Hey, what's up everybody? This is Jonathan from KeepItRetro, just chiming in with part 2 of my Let's Play for Resident Evil 2 Remake. I hope you guys have been well. I know it's taken me a minute to get this back, but I've just been incredibly busy, and unfortunately, we just don't always have the time to do everything, right? But anyways, as you can see, we're getting into the mix. Putting in the second medallion is going to definitely help you, because once you have that last one lined up, you're not really going to need to worry about it until you're trying to get away from the tyrant, because it is a good hiding spot. Like, I'll go ahead and give you a spoiler there. Like, as long as that area is open, you can actually go in there and he won't follow you. So if he's chasing you, it's a great place to go. And see, I'm just about trying to get this stuff as, quickly done as possible, so you don't have any loose ends. Because really, honestly, my first playthrough, not knowing everything, I had a lot of loose ends, and it just kind of screwed me. And I'm just not willing to let that happen next playthroughs, even for the sake of trying to go through it like I'd never played it before or something. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay. So as you can see, I'm just going through unlocking every single door that I can remember that takes that key. Try to get rid of it, because this right here, this doorway leading between the original offices where you would have found Marvin in the original Resident Evil 2 version is a great shortcut. It really, really is. So if you are being chased by the tyrant, or if you just happen to want to backtrack quickly, that is a great route to go. Again, with the knife trick, you've seen, you get that noise at the end when they're dead. So try to remember to use it for conservation. I mean, later on in the game, you won't really need to, but right now, it's just a good idea to. Get your shotgun, so you can go boomstick, blow off some heads, you know. It's all good. And if memory serves me right, the only reason you're getting this jewel is so you can unlock the box and get that one of those extra buttons for the weapons room. And I would recommend getting them, because I know that there's one item that you really, really need, and that's a space pouch. But at the same time, there's a lot of good things locked away in those lockers, like extra shotgun shells, I think gunpowder, there's a knife. There's handgun ammo, things of that nature. So I would definitely recommend going through and at least backtracking to the armory one more time before you decide to call it quits for good. You know, fun fact, guys, when the helicopter crashes in the original game, there's like, I think, 2 different ways it happens, if I remember right. And one of the ways I do remember is that Chief Irons he gets taken out. Or at least it looks like spitting image of the guy anyways, on that rooftop. So it's kind of weird how they changed it, or at least maybe my memory's fucking with me. I'm not really sure, because it's been so goddamn long since I played that game. But either way, it's very cool to see them incorporate so many things from the original and just kind of amp it up.
Nice to see you.
How are you doing? That helicopter just came out of nowhere.
I'm in one piece.
I'm guessing you don't have a key in one of those fancy pockets?
Unfortunately, no. But how are you doing?
You know, just surviving.
That's good.
Yeah.
Any luck with your brother?
No, not yet.
Claire, don't lose hope. I'm sure we're gonna find him. Damn it.
You know, I will say too, I kind of wish Capcom would have let you go through the second run's journey to the police station, because in the original they do let you do that, and I don't exactly remember how to make that happen. I think you have to beat Leon's disc and then go directly to Claire, and it'll start you that way, but they let you take the path, and it's an alternative path. And it was just kind of a neat addition, so I hate that they just drop you in, but you know, what can you do?
Marvin, I've got a situation
So
here.
anyways, just collect everything that you can out here. No zombies are going to bother you. The only ones that are going to bother you is when you get back in the building.
Marvin, do you copy? Marvin! Damn it.
That is definitely a good window to board up. You cannot stop that guy from coming through for some reason, so don't even bother. But kill every zombie here, make sure you board up the windows, because again, it comes down to trying to keep them from getting in and causing, you know, problems in the future when you really might not need them to be there, but they fucking are. And yeah, you know how it goes. They're a fucking pain in the ass. Okay, coming into the office, another window to your left right there. Run up to it as soon as you get in there, because there is a zombie loose, and I don't know, I just don't like the tight space combat, because you really have the trick in Resident Evil of backing yourself into a wall, so at least nothing can get you from the sides or behind, and you can face all your enemies coming directly at you. But at the same time, in this game, it doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes they will sneak up on your ass, and when they do, holy crap. You know, sometimes it just scares you right out of your skin. Okay, guys, there is the wheel that you need right there, and that will turn off the steam so you can get into the STARS office. Now, a fun note is on the second run, that's where you meet the Tyrant, but in this one, you don't have to worry about that. Okay, best thing I could say is just back the fuck up. Let them bust through and just take them on one-on-one. They're not very fast. Half the time the other one's going down. Yeah, you see, he went down the hallway. He wasn't even fucking paying attention. Gotta love zombies. At least they're fucking idiots, right? But see, they'll sneak up on you. Jeez Louise. There's a bunch more of those assholes than I remembered. There you go, double tap. Good old zombie land mentality. Okay, see, so you do want to backtrack just a bit, because when that guy finally busts through that room, that gives you the option to get some handgun ammos and at least a board. And, you know, stock up. Like I said in part 1, you want to stock up as much as possible, especially in the first initial part of the game, because once things heat up, you're not always going to run across all the ammo that you did in the beginning. Okay, so, coming back through this hallway, the reason why I'm doing it this way is so that way I can get rid of the zombies that are now coming through the window. It's like I told you before in part 1, they're gonna come through no matter what. So it's just better to be prepared, come through when you have the boards, and then definitely get rid of them so they're no longer a nuisance, and board up every window that you can in this hallway. Or at least the first 2, because you're not going to need to go all the way down that hallway when he's chasing you, but if you happen to get corralled or backed up into a corner, if you want to call it that, then it is a great way to go to get away from him, but I don't know, I got my ways. Usually I don't have him chasing me to the point that I can't get away from him easily, but sometimes he will sneak up and hit you in a random place. I'm not sure why, but Capcom did say he would be patrolling, so you never know where. See, careful around that corner too.
God damn it.
See, board it up. And then you should only have one more. I don't have the boards currently, but really, honestly, I'd just say fuck it. You know, run past them. I mean, there's going to be other places, like when you get down to the sewer level and you come up that flight of steps, that whole hallway is vulnerable, really, because there's so many windows. I think there's like 4 or 5 of them. So anyways, just kill the bitch, keep going. Also, another thing, I wonder why. I mean, I guess it's just for difficulty's sake, but why in the hell can somebody take 3 or 4 shots to the head before they die, zombie or not, man? Cool. So, in this room right here, again, spoilers for you guys, here's your detonator. You get the battery up at the STARS office, and then you can finally get the last medallion. And that's going to take you down to the sewer level. Okay, heading up this flight of stairs, going back into the locker room. This is where you finally start getting into the deeper parts of the game. And it honestly gets a lot more exciting from here. You know, plan to backtrack, I will say, plan to backtrack at least once. I'm sure anybody who's played it already knows. You come through, at least for Leon, you get the Magnum, and it does come in handy. Like, it is well worth going back for. Like, one time I did forget, and I accidentally Didn't get it before I had the chance to, and I went through the whole game without it. It's not impossible, but at the same time, it does make your life a hell of a lot easier. Because the stopping power is just insane.
What in God's name?
Think about it. It's the thing I love about Resident Evil is you never know what's around the corner. Gotta love the touch of the liquor on the ceiling. That was really nice. The first time I came through there, I didn't see his ass on the ceiling, and yeah, it spooked me. I'm not gonna lie. This game scared me a couple times, but so did Resident Evil 7. But I love that because, you know, if you're playing through something and you're kind of immune to all the shit you play and the content you take in, it's kind of hard to scare you. And I feel like I'm one of those people, man. I'm constantly watching, like, horror movies, reading creepypasta, things like that. So to have this game make me fucking jump was great. Sometimes I like being scared. So grab everything. You got a few healing items and some gunpowder in this room. And I think a box of bullets. But without the badge, you're kind of shit out of luck. You're not going to be able to get the 50 cal until a little bit later. Okay, so just a heads up for anybody who's playing through this for the first time, you will encounter a couple monsters up here when you go to get that third medallion. Now, as you've seen on that first playthrough in part 1 that I did, you see that zombie hanging from the ceiling. But what's going to happen is when you blow up that door, he's going to fall, and then you're also going to piss off the liquor that you seen crossing the window in part 1 when you came through here originally. And he will pop through the ceiling, so definitely be careful. And be aware, be ready for it. Because if I remember right on this, I kind of get my ass kicked. You will see a couple times I get my ass handed to me in this game. But the overall goal is not to be the fucking master like you would be in, say, you know, Call of Duty or, you know, kill streaks, bro. No, you're really just focusing on surviving, you know? So if you get your ass kicked and you walk away from it, just be fucking happy you walked away. Not to get dramatic or anything, but still, you know, this game it will throw some crazy shit at you and do everything in its power to kill you. You know, you gotta love that kind of challenge. So here we go. That's why I'm taking it slow. He will. Oh, there he goes. And honestly, you can run off into that corner where you got the medallion, or you can just pump his ass full of lead. But if you don't have the shotgun shells, I definitely say back up and just really try to aim your shots well. Because I don't know if anybody else can attest to this, but taking on a liquor with a handgun, you might as well have a knife. Really. It's about as useful. But see, nice and quiet in the library, no monsters, no pain in the ass to get you when you're coming down the stairs. I love it, it's peaceful. So, it just gives you free range. Again, coming back to part 1. You know, and especially in this part 2, I'm going to reference a lot to part 1 because that was the setup, the launch pad to get you into creating the habits that you're going to need to get you efficiently through this game. And there you go. Third medallion.
So it goes underground. Huh. That's it. That's our way out. Lieutenant Branna! Marvin! It's time to go. Hey, Marvin. We need to get you to a hospital right now.
No, save yourself.
Come on, I've got you.
Go!
Look, we can still make it out of here together. You just can...
It's too late. I tried, Leon. But I couldn't stop it. We can't let this thing spread. It's on you now. Just go.
I understand.
Poor Marvin. Again, I still think it's shitty how they did him, because he really could have been a great character to incorporate through the game, kind of flesh out the story a little bit, but unfortunately, they just didn't give him the chance to. But his sacrifice was definitely not in vain. I mean, you know, he helps Leon a lot more in this version than he ever did in the original. Okay, so you can see how I'm managing here my items. You definitely want to leave yourself at least 3 or 4 spaces if you can, because you will be picking up a lot of stuff, and it's kind of a long distance comparatively between your next box that you're going to be able to access. So if you don't want to find yourself either stuffed full of things that you can't get rid of, just backtrack if you need to, if you pick up something that you don't want. And keep all the weapons. Like, I'm being serious right now. Keep all your weapons, excuse me, and keep as much ammo as you can right now, because you're about to get a nice surprise, I guess, if you want to call it that. Oh, by the way, that box down here, down these stairs, when you get that badge, get your 50 cal, and definitely do not forget that box, because you get the barrel and slide attachments for the 50 cal. Sounds like a guy with a hernia or something. Jesus. Anyways. This is where the fun starts. Now, welcome to your first boss battle. So, roll a key here. Keep your distance, if you can. Keep your distance. Launch any grenades that you can at him, and always, always, always aim for the eye. That seems to be his only weak point for some reason. So the best thing you can do, hit those eyes, and he'll eventually give up the ghost. But, see how I'm keeping distance from him? Do not let him corner you or get close to you, because, well, he does a lot more damage. He's about equivalent to the Tyrant and how much damage he can do right now. It gets worse later, but at this current moment, a few hits will probably take you out. There's also tons, and I do mean tons, every time you encounter a boss, except for Save the Tyrant. Oh boy. Anyways, there's a lot of things that you can grab here that'll help you. I usually just stock up and I have everything ready to go before I meet the tyrant. And I just take him out and then I collect. But however you want to do it.
Gotta take it down.
There's really no right or wrong way here, except for keeping your distance and being aware of where he's at all times. And there you go. See, it really doesn't take much damage in this initial stage. But as time progresses, they kind of become bullet sponges and... it's a pain in the butt. Really. But hey, it's all part of the ride, right? Okay, guys, well, this is officially pretty much the sewer area, and you will spend a little bit of time here. You know, you might backtrack a couple times, things like that, so get comfortable with this area and definitely learn to navigate, because it can be a little confusing. It's kind of like a maze. But that's really all I can recommend. I mean, in part 3, I'm going to come through and teach you how to deal with some of the monsters you're going to encounter down there, but for the most part, you shouldn't have too much of a problem. The sewer's pretty easy. There's just a lot more monsters in that area than what you're going to initially think you're going to find. So anyways, guys, when part 3 hits, I'm looking forward to having you there. We're going to go through a lot more things and be a little bit more thorough. So stay tuned and be ready, because when it launches, it launches. Anyways, guys, have a good one. I will definitely chime in with you soon.
What they call me. Promise that you never be